Hey guys, it's Amanda, and today I kind of want to go over all the categories that you can sell on Amazon. Did you know that you can sell basically anything that anybody can buy on Amazon, from books to food to home and garden to just about anything? And so each item has a sales rank, and that sales rank really determines if the product sells or if it just sits there and never really goes anywhere. So staying within a sales rank is kind of where you want to be to ensure that your product sells, so you're able to get your money back faster. So let's go over all the different categories and what sales rank I like to stick within, and let's go. Before we dive into each category, I kind of want to go over what a sales rank is. A sales rank can start from number one, obviously, which is probably the number one item on Amazon, up to all the way to like probably 6 million. I'm sure there are 6 million rank of books on Amazon. So obviously the faster it sells, the lower the rank is. And so it really also depends on the item. So let's say you have a 6 million rank book and it sells today. Then the rank, that sales rank drops all the way down. But then over time, that sales rank will go back up. And so just depending on how many times that sells, the rank goes down, and then as long as it doesn't sell, it goes up. So you are able to determine the sales rank and the sales velocity through the software Keepa. And I'm going to go over that here in the next couple weeks of what Keepa is, how to look at a Keepa chart, and how to really determine what the sales rank is. But a lot of times I like to go by how many times this item will sell a month. You know, will this item sell 10 times a month, or will it sell 1,200 times a month? And that really puts a lot of information in, and you can really determine this is an item I would want to resell, or this only sells one time a month, even though the sales rank is like 1,200. So it really just depends on the item itself, and you really have to have a strong understanding of Keepa. But let's dive into the categories and what sales rank I like to stay within those categories. The first category that I want to talk about is a little bit of a different category. It's the DVDs, which includes DVDs, whether it's a TV show or movie or anything like that. I like selling DVDs within the rank of 10,000 to 80,000. Sometimes I'll go up to 120,000 depending on the DVD or the series, but I do not purchase a DVD that is between 1 and 10,000 rank. This is the only category that I do not want it to be a fast selling, it's a hot item, because of the risk of IP complaints or counterfeits or fake DVDs. DVDs can be really easily counterfeit, and so a lot of times we've noticed that even selling anything below the 10,000 rank has a higher chance of it being counterfeit. So I don't touch anything lower than the 10,000 rank, and then I will go up to 120,000 rank, just depending on how many sellers are on the listing, all the information in Keepa. So that's the only one where I don't want the sales rank to be really, really low. So let's go into other categories like arts and crafts. This can be a lot of different little items. I like sticking around the 85,000 rank and below. Baby products are pretty good. I like doing, baby bottles, binkies, and everything like that. And I like sticking around the 40,000 mark. So the beauty and personal care is around 120,000 rank. And I don't do a lot of beauty and personal care just because Clinique just closed down all of their listings. So that makes me a little nervous of other categories doing the same thing. So I don't sell a whole lot of beauty and personal care. Books is an amazing category. You can go all the way up to 1 million rank. I personally do the 1 million in rank and below. I can send into FBA. I know it'll sell. Anything above the 1 million, I tend to do FBM. That way, if it's a slow seller, I'll still get my money, and I won't have to worry about long-term storage. I won't have to worry about anything like that. So that is what I've done. I know some people will cut off the FBA at their 2 million mark, but yeah, a 2 million ranked book will sell on Amazon, which is crazy to me. And then there is items like grocery, where you have to worry about expiration dates, and you have to worry about, making sure that if it's meltable or not, and you're following all those rules. So I personally, with grocery, like to stick at 100K or less. 100K will sell within the month. It'll sell within that expiration date. As long as it's consistently 100K every month throughout the month. And of course, Keepa will tell you whether it sells or not at that 100,000 rank or not. Next is home and kitchen. Home and kitchen can be kitchen gadgets. It can be can openers. It could be just decorations. It could be anything. And I like sticking to the 250K mark. There's so many products on Amazon. So the 250,000 rank for the home and kitchen is kind of a good spot. Then there are office products, staplers, pens usually sometimes. And there's so many office products. But the rank I like to stick under is 60,000. And then onto patio and lawn and garden equipment is a smaller category, but I do like to stick around the 35,000 rank. And then of course pets. I like sticking to pets around the 35,000 rank just because pets also have an expiration date a lot of times with like the dog food or the cat food or any other kind of pet food has expiration dates, and you also have to be really mindful of how often the bag has gone through. Like, will that bag last a whole month? And so you really have to be very conscious of that expiration date. And then sports. Sports can include the equipment. It can include the apparel. I don't like to do apparel personally. I really stick to, the equipment, gloves, mouth guards, the soccer balls, baseball, stuff like that. But I like sticking to the 60,000 rank. But I also really like to go into, the season of the sport, If football is in the fall, then I will start collecting football equipment in the spring when it's probably spring or summer when it's probably on sale, and then it'll spike during that time, which is a whole different and new strategy. Next is tools and home improvement. The good category is around 45,000, but I have gone up to 80,000. I do like the slow selling tools because the slow selling tools, they sell consistently, and there tend to be less sellers on those items. 80,000 is still a good rank for me. And then there are one of my favorites is the toys and games and everything like that. I personally like selling the toys and games, board games especially, and those are usually around the rank of 150. I will go to 200,000 rank just because it's a toy, and usually it just keeps recycling and it will get sold. But yeah, so this is kind of all the categories that I do sell in. I do sell most in DVDs, in books sometimes. I do a lot of toys. I do also a lot of office products. And so having a wide variety of categories is really important to have as your catalog on Amazon, because you want to have a wide variety of products and you really want to niche down into what works best for you. For a while there, I was looking into horse halters. It's a very niche group of products. Not everyone's going to buy a horse halter, but the Keepa data shows for those type of products where there's only a few sellers, because it only sells mainly in the summertime is where it spikes, but it is purchased the whole year. But because it is a slow selling kind of item, everyone else will stay off of it. But I like those items because everyone stays off, but it sells consistently and all the time, and there's usually 2 or 3 sellers, and we just rotate it and just replenish it, and then we're good to go. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to tell you, like, all these categories you can sell in. I strongly suggest finding a category that that you like and that you enjoy, because then you'll have more information and know what people will like. For example, I would never sell car parts. Like, I don't know a thing about cars. If I were to sell car parts, I'm just matching the names and the serial numbers and the models. Like, I have no clue what it does. I have no clue if it could be returns or if it could be I have no idea. So I would never sell car parts. So recently I have decided to start into the patio, lawn and garden category because it's starting to warm up. It's spring, it's about to be summer. And that's when people like to be outside. That's when people like to garden. That's when people like to really work on their lawn, work on their garden. So those items probably have a really high sales rank because it hasn't been purchased in the last 4, 5, 6 months, because it's been cold, it's been winter and fall. And so nobody's purchasing lawn or garden items. And so for me, that's perfect. You just gotta look at, you know, the Keepa and see, oh, this isn't selling from like November to April, but from May to September, it sells like crazy. So I love those products because everyone will look at the high sales rank and make it a no-go. But for me, you gotta do the research, you gotta look at the data, you gotta look at the Keepa, and really determine like what is a good product versus what's not. I hope that this was helpful. I hope that you're able to get out there and kind of see what category works out the best for you, what sales rank works out the best for you. And yeah, drop a comment and let's connect.